Hey all, Hipper here. So today I'm running the Z-39 with what is actually an accidental agile build because usually I tailor my Lucians here, but I am running a cruiser build on it for this battle with Takao and a Sure Lane Baltimore. Yeah, it was a bit of an accident because I forgot to change my commander layout, but ingenious, full speed ahead. Normally I pick Expose when I run this guy here on a destroyer. But for this battle I have full speed ahead. Then I have Velocious and Steer Clear, and usually I switch Steer Clear for Acoustic Chamber when I run this on a destroyer. And the inspirations, of course, I also switch that for Bay and Swirsky. But for this battle here, like I said, this is a accidental agile build, but it actually worked out pretty well. So aiming systems on the ship, steering gears in the second, and of course concealment system in the third slot here. So that gives you 3 pretty good smokes, and of course 3 engine boosts, which is why I prefer this ship over Z-35. And sonar, 3.5 kilometer torpedoes, 5 kilometer ships. If you do the sonar build I said before, you can get 5 kilometer detection of torpedoes as well, which is awesome. So 39 knots and 2.4 rudder, 5.8 kilometer concealment. So not the best concealment here, and like I said, it was a mistake. If you put Bay and Swirsky on, you can get it down to about 5.1, I believe. And that means you can pretty much stealth sonar in this destroyer, which is why it is, in my opinion, the best destroyer in the game. Of course, that can be discussed and everybody's got their favorites, but I think Z-39 here, sitting at tier 6, is just a super sweet spot for this pretty powerful ship here. It has 20,000 hit points. It has 3 smokes, 3 speed boosts, and 3 fantastic German sonars here. And that means that it's much faster than Z-35, meaning that I can get into position quicker and before anyone else. You can see I'm almost hitting 42 knots here with the speed boost on. And that, in my opinion, just puts this ship way ahead of Z-35, although Z-35 is also good, but I much prefer this one, Z-39. So of course there's destroyers at tier 7 with sonar as well, like Friesland for example, and sure, that's an excellent destroyer as well, but the problem is that it sits at tier 7 along with Loyang, and you get to face a lot more radar cruisers at tier 7, and you'll be facing tier 7 carriers as well. At tier 6 it's rare to get a radar cruiser, and you are pretty much always facing a tier 5 carrier, not a tier 7 carrier. And it just makes life as a destroyer much easier, and you're not really facing all the trials and tribulations as you do at tier 7. And like I said, Z-39 is just such a powerful ship that at tier 6 it really does exceedingly well. So we get spotted here and just pop the smoke, so we disappear, and of course I have better sonar than this Gale here, so I don't have to worry, but he has to worry. So of course I have my sonar on here, so I'm keeping him spotted while I am safe myself, and that's just the trump card this ship here has, because you can do so many naughty plays like this and really turn the tables on the red team. So here he's going in to take A, and that's okay. I'm just gonna reset him once, and then I'm going to focus on B, because B is the hardest cap to take. So if we get B right here from the beginning, then we have a great advantage here, because it's quite hard. So Z-39 is also a really tough ship for a destroyer. Remember, they don't have any citadels, so you really have to like whittle this down with the HE, and that can take a while with 20,000 hit points like I have here. It just means that this ship here can last a very long time in a battle. If you don't take it out when you have the chance, you're going to regret it. And I like ships that are sturdy, and this is definitely a sturdy destroyer. That's for sure. The downside to this destroyer here is that the guns are subpar. They are really inaccurate, and you really have to be quite close to make them count. And the reload is also really long, at about 8 seconds, I think. So yeah, sometimes you have to rely on your team to help you take out other destroyers, but usually that works out pretty well. And if you get to sit in smoke and sonar the other destroyer like I did before, you can go broadside on and get all your guns on target, which helps out a lot with taking them out quickly. If you only use your front guns, yeah, I think things can take quite a while in this ship here. And of course, another difference in this ship here compared to Friesland is that you have actually using like useful torpedoes. Friesland doesn't have any torpedoes, and Loyang has okay torpedoes, but Loyang is just so squishy for a destroyer that unless you have like full team backup, it's hard to accomplish anything really well in that ship. And of course, the sonar is also much better on Z-39. I think Loyang beats it. No, Friesland beats Z-39 on a sonar by a few hundred meters. But like I said, at tier 7, it's facing much tougher enemies. So Z-39 is really in a sweet spot here, and it does so well at this tier. Now, I'm not the best destroyer player out there at all. I'm actually quite bad, I think. But I do extremely well in this ship here. I think last time I checked, I had just under 100 battles in this ship here, and a win rate of just about 80%. And that's all solo battles, like playing by myself. I don't division, and especially not in this ship here. I haven't done it once. And I mean, 80% solo win rate is pretty good, and especially for someone who's not like a main destroyer player, then that is really good. And that's why, if you play this ship here, I'm just gonna reset this Surrey here, because like I said, this ship has lots of armor, so it doesn't really matter. I get spotted, I can take a salvo. It's not really a problem. It's more important to stop this guy from actually capping, because like I said before, it's so hard to take this middle cap back after someone takes it. So it's better just to take a bit of punishment, and we didn't actually take a lot of punishment there. But it's better to take a bit of punishment to keep the enemy from taking this cap here, because it just means I have to take it back, and that's going to be difficult. So in other words, if you're a player like me and like you want to up your win rate, like your total win rate, that is a little bit, you can play the ship a lot, and well, that way you can push your total win rate up. And of course, you saw how inaccurate the guns were right there. That was I don't understand why we didn't hit there, but so be it. Now this Surrey has, of course, us in the sights, so I'm just going to try to reposition here to get into a better torp attack angle for that guy. But like I said, if you play like 50% of your battles in this ship here, I know that's a lot, but say you do, then yeah, well, that's going to improve your overall win rate by far, and that's like common for every destroyer. It is the easiest class to get a better win rate in. Probably battleships, probably the hardest one, I think. Destroyers can spot and reposition and pretty much dictate the way the battle goes, and it just makes them the most powerful class. Although carriers have leveled the playing field a little bit, but that's really only at tier 7, I think. Still at the lower tiers, like if you have a powerful destroyer, you are going to be a very, very nasty player. And that includes Z-39 and Kamikaze and all the destroyers that are perhaps a little bit overpowered at the lower tiers, where like seal clubbing is a real pastime in those ships. Not so much in Z-39. I mean, it's a wonderful destroyer, that's sure, but I don't see many people playing it. And that's probably mostly down to the fact that the guns are so inaccurate, and it is hard to outgun another destroyer. Although you are on paper superior, your guns are better, but the accuracy is just leaving a bit to the imagination there. The torps are great though, and the armor piercing is also quite good when you get the opportunity to use it, because you usually only get one salvo of AP in the ship here, and you see the Surrey here, he is just about to die anyway, so he just has enough health left that we can give him 1 AP salvo, and that should take care of him before he gets too annoying. And that's the end of him. So powerful guns, yes, but inaccurate, definitely. So it can be quite a frustrating gunboat at some points. So I got pushed back by this survey here, so it's time to actually enter the middle of the map again and do some more spotting. I had no one to back me up here, so that's why I had to retreat and set up a kind of an ambush to get rid of that guy. Luckily, someone over from the other flank helped me actually pound that survey there, so I didn't have to contend with a full health survey, which is good. So I just got to pull off the last final AP salvo there, and he's gone. So we're going to go into the middle of the map again to see if we can spot a few enemies. Most of them seem to be over here on the right flank, and it looks like there's one destroyer on the left flank, but there's a cruiser heading in there, so that should be okay for now. So I'm going to focus on A, because I know the other German DD in the beginning, he ran in there, so let's see if we can't flush him out, because my smoke is almost there, my sonar is a long way coming, so I don't want to wait for that. I'm just going to head in. In here in the crater it's a really tight space anyway, so I won't really need my sonar in here. I should be able to simply spot the other destroyer if I have to. So I'm just going to sit behind the island here and see if I can't cap this area here without getting anyone. Well, anyone might come and intrude on my capping here, which of course always happens, because I think the destroyer is around here somewhere, and of course he's going to challenge this cap here as soon as he sees I'm in it, and there he is. So obviously he's on the other side of the island somewhere, and yes, right now my sonar would be awesome to have, because then I could just spot him immediately. But instead I'm just going to put up a bit of a smoke screen here, and so in case this guy comes flying around the corner, he won't be able to see me immediately, and it just gives me a little bit of time to figure out what's going on, and if he's actually alone in here, because there are 2 battleships right on the other side, and I'm not sure if they're actually entering the cap or not. So we'll just go one way around the island and then shoot some preemptive torps the other way in case someone approaches from that side. And in a minute you'll see why I love the toughness of this destroyer here, because you can take on quite a few enemies in this ship here and survive. I still have 15,000 hit points left, and right around the corner here suddenly a Gneisenau drop pops up, and we also find the Gale there. And here you'll see the exceptional accuracy of these guns here, because that's a kill shot right there, and somehow, well, the ship misses, which is a bit of a surprise to me, because I was expecting to go dark there after killing that Gale, and that was a plan. Shoot the destroyer and then go dark and ambush the Gneisenau. But of course, because the guns missed there, I don't go dark, so I'll have to sit here and just tank a little bit of damage until I can actually go dark. So of course I can't see the Gneisenau anymore, but I just pop my sonar on, and I have him pretty much nailed here. And that's another use for the sonar. It's just so good. It's very, very useful. So of course this guy here is also just continuing on, which is a bit risky when you know there's a destroyer on the other side of the island. But well, he's going to eat the whole broadside of torpedoes here, and that is going to get us our 4th kill. So away with him. And I just gotta make sure I don't get spotted by this Ismail here again, because I am down to very little health now, and I don't want to give up this cap. I've been fighting for it for too long now. So I am just going to make sure I don't get spotted here in the last few minutes of the battle, and then just pretty much making sure no one else takes this cap here. So Z-39 is actually one of the only premium ships that I would pay for again, I guess, because I already bought it. And that's simply because the sonar is so good. Like you saw before, it detects ships up to 5 kilometers, and if you put a full sonar build on the ship here, you can also detect torpedoes up to 5 kilometers away, meaning that if you screen for your battleships, you're almost guaranteed to save them from any torpedoes, and that is super valuable. It's actually fantastic, and of course, all at the same time you stay hidden, and you even have smoke in case things go things don't go your way. And like I said, I don't prefer the Z-35. I know most people do, because it doesn't get a speed boost. I know it has faster reload, but the guns are still a bit wonky on that ship, so I don't think it makes a lot of difference. And I much prefer having the speed boost, so I can get into the caps first and set up my ambushes in there, just waiting for especially the Japanese destroyers to get in there. That's where this ship just shines. It really does. Pop the sonar and pop your smoke, and broadside on, you'll be able to pound those Japanese destroyers very quickly. And here I'm quite excited. We see Nagato here trying to come in, and I realized I don't have any torpedoes ready. But I was like, oh, that would be nice. This guy would be my Kraken. But he's smart enough not to enter this cap here, because, I mean, what's the point? There's 10 seconds left, and if I had torpedoes, which I don't, he would have been torped. But he probably would have been able to kill me if he came in. And the Ismail entering from the other side, but it's too late. So that was Z-39 here, and my personal favorite destroyer. And like I said, probably the best ship, in my opinion, to improve your win rate in, if that's your thing, because you have to play it a lot. So hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you out there.